Hi, my name is Adolfo and this is Life of Adolfo. Today I'm going to talk about the short arm and the standard arm, or also known as the short and long arm 50 cal trolley arms. Now, I'm going to talk about which one I recommend and do I recommend them? The answer is it all depends on you and your creativity. If you're only focused on the things that you see on advertisement on their own companies, then your creativity is going to be limited. With that being said, a little bit of things that you need to know, or things before you buy one or the other. The first one is, this one is 35 inches, and that one is 48 inches. If you're trying to use them inside a power rack, this is an RM6, then a 35 inch is going to be your choice, because the 48 will not fit inside the rack. If outside your rack, you only have, we'll say, 50 inches of space, then I recommend you to get this one instead of the 48, even though you still have space. But if you're trying to use, we'll say, a bench to do Smith machine type of exercises, then you gotta use this one better, because that one is not gonna give you a lot of wiggle room or space, or you might not even have space to do your exercise. Now, another thing about the standard or long arm, they weigh 71 pounds each, equaling to 142. So if you, I don't want to say if you're not strong or your partner is not that strong, then you're not going to use that one as much. And this one then will become a more useful item for you. For example, you're trying to do reverse kickbacks with your legs, kind of like a reverse hyper, but with weights. It's hard to do that one with 142 pounds, especially if your partner is not that strong. With that being said, another key thing that gives this item a better choice than this one is if you're thinking outside the box and you want to keep on adding extra attachments to create the exercise you're trying to do. An example, right here I have a hip thrust right now, and over here I have a leg press. On the short arm, there's 14 holes. On this one, I believe there's 21. Over here, the Rogue seat occupies 7 holes. If you have to add the weight plate holder, it occupies 3 more holes. Even though it's only 2 bolts, but it covers another one, that will equal to 10 holes. If you're trying to add a chain like me instead of a lever arm, then that creates another 2 holes equals 12. That will mean that you're going to be using all these holes to create the same thing of that exercise over here. It might not be the same type of exercise then, because maybe the chain or the weight is going to be more to the lever arm side than the weight, so you could create more weight. Even though you can have more weight on it, it still is not going to feel as much as that one. Over here, as you can see, there's 14. Adding a weight plate holder, a bar, and a chain, I occupy 11 holes. But this is for a hip thrust scenario. And the reason for the chain is so you don't have to go all the way to the bottom, so you can do your exercise when you start. And those are the key things that you need to focus on when you're trying to buy one of these. And try to create creativity. Don't just focus on, you see 2 things and you want to buy it because of those 2 things, unless you like those 2 exercises. Think of the things that you could use it for before buying it, because they're kind of expensive. Unless you go with other companies, then they become less or cheaper. That comes to the conclusion of, do I recommend it? Like I said, the creativity is key, but for me, I like the lever arm type of the equipment that Rogue has, the up and down. I feel more safe doing it on these than probably, I don't want to say the other ones because I don't have them, but I feel safe using this. Over here, I just want to talk about the exercises that I could use just by having the bar. Right now I have a hip thrust. If I put it at middle or a little bit higher, I could use it for like a Smith machine type of bench press with that bar. Or just a little bit slightly above, I could use it like a Smith machine squat, hack squat if I use my incline wedges. And over here, as you can see, I have it for my leg press, and I can do other exercises. When it comes to belt squats, I feel that one gives me more of an exercise than this one. And like I said, those are the key things that you're going to take into consideration. But the key three factors is the weight of it is 71 pounds each, the length that you can use it inside the frame, and how much room you have on the outside to determine if you want to use the long ones or the short ones. One of the things that I noticed that a lot of people talk about is that on these, if you put it up here, it doesn't give you a lot of room. That the power rack plays a factor in it. If you have a 90-inch, then you might you still have it in the middle. If you're short like me, 5'6" or 5'7", I believe so. I don't know how tall I am. I think I'm 5'7". So it takes two things to consider if the long lever arms are going to be useful over here, or you see that complaint and does it resemble you. If you have a tall power rack and you're short, or let's say 5'8", 5'7", then the long arm is not a big factor. You could use those. If you're tall, then the short arms. If your power rack is small, then short arms probably. So you gotta take a lot of things into consideration before just focusing on other people's decision, because his decision might be different than yours. Because A, the exercise that he's doing it, and two, the power rack or how tall he is. With that being said, for me, I do recommend them because I do like 4 or 5 exercises a lot. Most of them relate to legs. And which one do I recommend? I like both because I like to move from inside and outside. And if I want to do bench presses, people are wondering, I take the seat over here and lower them down. Okay? So have a good day, and hopefully you guys have an idea on which one to get if you plan to get one. Thank you. Enjoy your day.